Alright, so let's talk about the DioField Chronicle. This is a highly anticipated Square Enix game. Real-time battle system. They're saying it's new, it's innovative, does it work, is it fun, and ultimately, is this game going to be worth your time and money? There is a lot to talk about here, so let's just jump right into it. Quick disclaimer though, I received an early review copy from Square Enix. I want to thank them for that, but all thoughts will be my own. If you have any questions about anything I talk about or want me to go more in depth, comment below and I'll answer it as soon as I can. I'll start with some story, no spoilers, just the basic stuff that you see in the first hour or so. Then I'll talk about the gameplay and then my final thoughts, my pros and cons, because there are some things I do have to say about this. So the story, you start off as kids living in the DioField continent. That's why it's called the DioField Chronicle, because that's the name of the place you're living in. And the whole sort of environment, the area, it's a medieval, magic, lots of monsters, stuff that you would see in like a Final Fantasy game. Okay, so you are friends with a young prince about to be assassinated. You guys run away, but unfortunately he gets taken out. And with his dying wish, you three take his memory and you live on. 10 years later, you guys are an awesome, strong band of mercenaries, good guys. You end up saving a noble woman who is being chased by bandits. You are then brought into the kingdom militia, and that's where everything starts. So that's the story, the beginning stuff. Let's talk about the gameplay. How is the loop? Well, it pretty much goes like this. You're going to be doing chapters, missions, hub management, and then you're going to be kind of repeating that process. So let's talk about the missions and combat first. So as mentioned before, they call this a real-time battle system. Just from the gameplay, you can kind of see, think Fire Emblem mixed with Divinity Original Sin gameplay. It has really in-depth mechanics here, and I'll just go over the basics, but there is a lot more advanced things I won't get into, otherwise we'll be here all day. So the game is played in real time. All the missions are going at the same time. You all move, all the enemies do, you attack, you activate abilities, and you have to manage all of it simultaneously. However, you can pause to issue commands at any time, so no problem there. You can have lots of multiple things going on at once. It does seem overwhelming at first, but it does become second nature after a couple of missions. It does help that they don't overwhelm you with a lot of different units. You're basically only using around 4 units at once. So here's missions. It's just, point A to point B. Defeat all enemies, defend things like barriers, etc. There's nothing too crazy here. Missions are kind of separated into checkpoints, however. If you ever need to, whether it be because someone died or you want to go faster to complete some sort of mission-based optional objective for rewards, you can quick go back to any checkpoint. It's very convenient that way. Characters attack based on their range. You got melee units, long range with bows and stuff. They do auto attack when available. You can flank enemies for extra damage, and you're going to be using a lot of different skills for positioning different buffs and debuffs like healing, poisoning enemies, and stunning them. There is no permadeath here, so you don't need to worry about that. You can only have around 4 units at once to control, but you can add in more members as adjutants, which make it so you can use a lot of their available skills. So it's kind of like dual classing in a sense. Okay, so lots of different classes and special ones. They got units, soldiers, tanks, mounts, wizards, rangers, healers, and like I said, you can kind of mix and match with the adjutants. And that's the basics for combat. Let's move on to the in-between of the missions, which is the base management stuff. So here you can walk around, you can talk to NPCs to further the story along. Your companions for lore, you can talk to them, side quests to do. There's a shop to buy equipment, accessories and consumables. There's even an upgrade station to spend resources making new weapons, summons, and you can upgrade the individual classes. All of these sort of shops are also upgradable as you play the game, and they're going to give you permanent benefits like maybe more experience, less damage taken, more money and stuff. So you get to choose which upgrade do you want first and all that good stuff. Each character has levels and obtains ability points, AP, during leveling. You can then go into their skill trees and do lots of customization here, such as buffs against certain units. Maybe a soldier can easily take out sniper units, that sort of stuff. You can get more healing received for tanks, attack speed for really fast thieving, and all that good stuff. Okay, so with that being said, that's the gameplay in a nutshell. You got the combats, you got the hub management, very simplified. Let's talk about my thoughts on the game as a whole for you guys. I really like the game. I love the combat system. As mentioned before, it's like Fire Emblem, but real time. You are really just doing the gameplay loop of mission prepare, and so on, with side quests in between if you want. As mentioned, you could also say it's like Divinity Original Sin, but it also reminds me of another game called They Are Billions. If you haven't played that before, it's very similar, where it's isometric and you're just trying to like defend. You're planning, you're pausing, you're executing, pausing to adjust when you need, and so on. It's very similar to that. I also do play a lot of RTSs like Warcraft, Dota, and stuff like that. So I love this system. It feels second nature to me, but definitely if you're playing this on a console or something and you don't really play these types of games, maybe you're just a Fire Emblem guy, or maybe you're a strictly turn-based person, or you're an FPS game and you don't play RTSs, this could be a little weird, but don't worry because you can pause, no problem. It's such a fun, fast-paced combat system. You got auto attack, sure, that make you wait, but for the most part you're constantly activating abilities, repositioning, and it really feels good when you pull off teamwork attacks like pincer attacks, interrupting enemies by taunting or charging and moving out of the way of their danger charge attacks. You can also think about it like an MMO, like you're controlling a party of MMO, and you got tanks, healers, and taunters, and you're just going around doing your thing. It's really nice. So I will say some quick things I did not like, and I hope they improve because I think it can be, but who knows, right? So the performance is great. I'm playing on PC, but during some cutscenes, I was getting 100% GPU usage, but during combat stuff, smooth, buttery smooth, playing on the highest graphics. Game looks great. I'm running a 2080 graphics card, so cutscene stuff, something, I don't know what happened there. Another thing is during battles, you can click a hotkey to select your character in like 1, 2, 3, 4, but double clicking a hotkey doesn't move your camera to them. Sometimes your characters will split up. I want to press 1 so I can move a character there. I want to press 3, but if I double click 3, it's expected that the camera moves over and snaps to them. It doesn't do that here. Why not? Why the hell not? It's definitely something that happens in RTS games, so that needs to be here. Also, when trying to activate skills, because basically you can click a unit and then move, you click a movement and move. But if you open up the skill tree or the skills menu, it goes to your first character every single time, which is very annoying. So let's say you're moving with your fourth guy and you want to activate a skill. You press in this case, it's like the space bar, I think it was, and then it opens up the skill menu, but it goes back to your main guy. If I'm focused on a guy and I open up the skills menu, it should open up the skills to that guy. I looked in the menus and I didn't see anything to change in that sort of things. But yeah, I feel like a lot of things could be more streamlined just so it moves faster, because it gets really annoying having to be like, okay, you gotta auto scroll, you have to manually scroll every single time you want one person to do something. But you do get fast at it. But man, they really could have cut down on time doing that. Okay, but yeah, for the most part, those are my grudges. A little bit of, I had some audio issues as well. I had to restart the game. This is version 1.0, by the way. That's what it said during the main menu. So here, hopefully they can do more good stuff here. What else? I guess the story is pretty bland in general, but maybe I'm just over the gigantic war stories. It feels like we've seen these things like 1,000 times. I do like the character models and the new characters that do come in. The cutscenes are very lively, got lots of different camera angles, and there's voice acting, so that's pretty cool. I started the game with an Xbox controller and it worked well enough, but I do have to say, keyboard and mouse is really good for this game. You have quick access to all your hotkeys, you have precise mouse movements, you can click, drag, and grab all your units at once. It's really good for this game. You just can't beat it when it comes to real-time tactics like this, but definitely, it's play with control if you want. The game's also pretty accessible to everybody. Don't be turned off by the real-time aspect. It's turn-based if you think about it, because you can pause at any time. It's just not grid-based, and I think it has potential for way more strategy, skirmishes, and honestly lots of things happens so much quicker and faster, and you have control over it, so it's nice. You can increase the speed to 1 times, 1.5, and 2 times speed. You can replay missions for money leveling up. There's a easy, normal, and hard mode. I recommend playing a hard mode. It was a decent challenge, and you can always level up if you need to. I think this game is very addicting. The Square Enix has done something really special here, in terms of gameplay. This real-time battle system is not 100% new though. Don't get me wrong. I've seen this done in some other indie games, but with this being packaged here in an amazing Square Enix title, it elevates the gameplay for sure. I really just wish I was more into the story, but I think this will be a well-received game, and here's hoping that it gets enough attention for a potential sequel, or at the very least bring this combat system into another franchise that we know and love, because I'd hate for this to be the only time that they try this out, this RTTB. Alright guys, so I'm going to end it here. If you enjoyed, leave a like, it helps a lot. If you haven't already, please subscribe for daily videos. If you guys have any other questions about the game, please let me know. I'll answer it. If you guys are interested, you can watch my whole playthrough I'm doing. There's a link down below to my Let's Play channel and my Twitch channel where I'm streaming and all. And if you guys use Discord, join that too, because I let everyone know when I go live on there. So lots of things to do, lots of things to play. It's a really good game. I'm very, very happy with the way it came out. Just, yeah, the story. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.